and welcome to Mouse in the Mitten Trivia Pod, a podcast where you can test your Disney trivia knowledge over a variety of topics. My name is Court and I will be your host. Our game will consist of 5 rounds of 6 questions covering everything from your basic Disney knowledge to some unknown facts. Each question is worth 1 point unless otherwise noted. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Mouse in the Mitten, and make sure if you're watching us on YouTube that you subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button, give us a thumbs up, and let us know what your score is in the comments. And hey, if you are planning a Disney vacation sometime in the next year or into 2025, I would love to help plan it and get you all squared away and set up and make it the most magical vacation. In the Mitten at gmail.com to get started today. Well, today we're going to have a little bit of a different game, but it's going to be a fun one nonetheless. And we're going to start out in a very fun way with a Goofy movie. This is a classic Disney movie, one of my personal favorites, and one of the reasons why I feel like Goofy is a legit and actually good dad. So let's get started with question number 1. Within 2, what year did the Goofy movie come out in theaters? Question number 2. What singer does Max claim to see with his dad and is the one that Max dresses up for in the assembly? Question number 3. Who is Goofy's neighbor and co-worker in a Goofy movie? Question number 4. What legendary Disney voice actor voices Goofy? Question number 5. Tevin Campbell is the voice of the singer for the Goofy movie. What TV show did Tevin make an appearance on in the show's first season? And question number 6. Lester's Possum Pals show is a parody of what show? All right, I'm going to give you a few seconds worth of music, try to come up with those answers, and then I will return. All right, let's get you some answers here on a Goofy movie. So question number 1. Within 2, what year did the Goofy movie come out in theaters? Well, it came out April 7, 1995. So in order to get the point there, you would have had to say between 1993 and 1997. Yeah, this movie is almost 30 years old, but again, it is a classic Disney movie. Definitely one that has gained some more popularity now that that generation is getting older. Question number 2. What singer does Max claim to see with his dad and is the one that Max dresses up for in the assembly? That is Powerline. He is the artist. He is the one that sings Eye to Eye, and he's the one who Max is going to go see, gets on TV with, all that sort of stuff. Question number 3. Who is Goofy's neighbor and co-worker in a Goofy movie? Well, that is Pete. Obviously, Pete the cat. It makes sense. Goofy's a dog. Pete's a cat. Makes sense that they're neighbors, right? And co-workers. They work together well, I guess. Question number 4. What legendary Disney voice actor voices Goofy? Well, that is Bill Farmer. Now, he's been doing Goofy for almost 50 years. I believe next year will be his 50th anniversary as the voice of Goofy. He's had a long run and definitely a great example of longevity at the Disney organization. Question number 5. Tevin Campbell is the voice of Powerline in the Goofy movie. We can change it now. What TV show did Tevin make an appearance on in the show's first season? He made an appearance on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Now, he made an appearance. He went to the birthday party, all that sort of stuff of Ashley, and he was on there, and he played himself as an up-and-coming singer that was about the same age as Ashley. So it was something that was really cool and something that is a cool little connection there as well. Last but not least, question number 6. Lester's Possum Pals show is a parody of what show? That is, of course, a parody of the Country Bear Jamboree. It's the swinging, it's the country music, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, that is a parody of the Country Bear Jamboree. Kind of makes a little bit more sense now as well, especially where all the characters are placed and the instruments that they are playing. But again, a classic movie and just a fun overall watch in the Goofy movie. Continuing on now into round number 2. Round number 2 is our fast facts. This round is filled with simple questions that have simple answers. Today's category is where to eat. For this round, what I'm going to do is I'm going to name a restaurant. You just have to tell me where it's located. Now today, all these restaurants are either located at the Grand Floridian, the Contemporary, or the Polynesian. So it's going to be one of those three. So let's get started with question number 1. Victoria and Albert. Question number 2. Ohana. Question number 3. Steakhouse 71. Question number 4. Chef Mickey. Question number 5. 1900 Park Fair. And question 6. The Enchanted Rose. Now, obviously, we are talking about 3 of the most expensive resorts on property in Disney World. So these are going to be some very fancy restaurants, if you will, but they are still some good quality food. Some more than others. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But question number 1. Victoria and Albert, that is at the Grand Floridian. I have not eaten there. Too expensive for my taste, but everyone that I know who has eaten there says that it's very good, though you're paying for the atmosphere as much as you are for the food. That's at least what I've heard. Question number 2. Ohana. Ohana is at the Polynesian. Now, it is all you can eat. The food is good, but at $70 per person, give and take. The atmosphere is cool. I have a really cute video of the guy who's playing the ukulele singing to Georgia and her just being like enamored with him, just like staring at him. It's adorable, but I don't know. The price point's starting to get a little steep for me personally. Question number 3. Steakhouse 71. That is at the Contemporary. It is rumored that is the best burger on property, and I have to say it is. It is very good. I got the burger. It was worth it. Oh, it was so good. The atmosphere is really cool as well. If you get the chance to go to Steakhouse 71, get the burger. It is fantastic. Question number 4. Chef Mickey. This is, of course, in the Contemporary. This is a character dining. This is an all-you-can-eat. Some say it's good. Some say it's not. Depends on what you're looking for. Some love it. Some not as much. Question number 5. 1900 Park Fair. That is at the Grand Floridian. Recently just reopened. It's Mary Poppins themed. It seems really good. I haven't had a chance to check it out. I haven't been back since they've opened it. Definitely on the list of places to check out. Last but not least, question number 6. The Enchanted Rose. This is the Grand Floridian. The Enchanted Rose obviously plays homage to Beauty and the Beast. I've heard good things about it. But again, this one's one of those tougher reservations to get just because it is a very nice place and a very expensive place as well. But definitely some of these are worth checking out, especially for the atmosphere and the views you get of Magic Kingdom. Continuing on now into round number 3. Round number 3 is our Connecting the Circles. For this round, you will be given 5 questions that may or may not be Disney related, but the answers do relate somehow through Disney. And that's going to be your 6th question, is what is the Disney connection? So let's get started with question number 1. Keeping Up with the Kardashians, The Real Housewives series, Love is Blind, and The Bachelor are all examples of what kind of TV shows? Question number 2. Complete this Don Cornelius quote. Love, peace, and... Question number 3. In physics, what is defined as work over the change in time? Question number 4. During the Cold War, the U.S. was in what kind of race with the Soviet Union to see who could get to the moon first? Question number 5. What magazine has given out their Person of the Year award every year since 1927? And question number 6 is, what is the connection? I'm going to give you a few seconds worth of music. Try to connect those circles, and then I will return. All right, let's see if we can connect those circles. So question number 1. Keeping Up with the Kardashians, The Real Housewives series, Love is Blind, and The Bachelor are all examples of what kind of TV shows? These are all reality TV shows. So these are all some of the shows that are amongst my wife's favorites. She's a huge Kardashians fan, loves a lot of the Real Housewives series. She's a huge Bachelor fan. There are some sports ones out there that I truly enjoy, and Disney ones out there as well. But obviously these are amongst the most popular. Question number 2. Complete this Don Cornelius quote. Love, peace, and soul. That is, of course, from Soul Train. Don Cornelius was the host of Soul Train. That was one of the things that he always ended his shows with, is love, peace, and soul. So hopefully you're able to get that one. Question number 3. In physics, what is defined as work over the change in time? That is power. So power equals work over the change in time. I have this equation kind of burned into my head from all the years of schooling. You have the P equals and then a big W over delta T for change in time. So yeah, I have that equation kind of burned in my mind. Question number 4. During the Cold War, the U.S. was in what kind of race with the Soviet Union to see who can get to the moon first? They were in a space race, and depending on who you talk to, whether it was circulating the moon or landing on the moon, it depends on who you think wins. I'm in favor of the U.S., but I'm also a U.S. citizen, a little bit biased on that one. Last but not least, question number 5. What magazine has given out their Person of the Year award every year since 1927? That would be Time. Time magazine has given out their Person of the Year. Sometimes it's controversial, sometimes it's a group of people, sometimes it's a very specific person, sometimes it's not. It varies from year to year, and it's usually a really good article that goes along with it. So we had answers such as reality, soul, power, space, and time. If I had added mind, maybe it would help. You realize that those are all the different Infinity Stones from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So these are all the Infinity Stones that everyone's trying to get, that everyone's trying to make sure that Thanos doesn't get, all that sort of stuff. These are the different types of Infinity Stones. So hopefully you're able to get that. Hopefully you had a little bit of fun with that as well. Continuing on with our theme of Marvel Cinematic Universe, round number 4 is going to be saved for one of our movie anniversaries. And today that movie anniversary is Captain America: The Winter Soldier. So we're going to celebrate one of the best movies that came out in phase 2 of the MCU universe and talk about definitely a fan favorite, even though the storyline's a little bit wonky, it's a little bit slow, but it definitely does play a key piece in explaining Captain America and all the people that are around him. So question number 1. Within 2, what year was The Winter Soldier released in theaters? Question number 2. Who is Steve Rogers' best friend that makes his first appearance in this movie? Question number 3. Name either of the following. Either the MCU Phase 2 movie that came out right before or right after The Winter Soldier. Question number 4. What role did Stan Lee have in The Winter Soldier? Question number 5. Name the actor who fulfilled his dream to be a Marvel superhero and did so by playing Falcon. Last but not least, question number 6. In what U.S. city will you find the mall that was used to film the scenes where Cap and Natasha had to find the origins of the encrypted USB. This is the same location that was used in The Avengers as the Opera Hall. All right, I'm going to give you a few seconds worth of music, try to come up with those answers, and then I will return. All right, let's give you some answers here to Captain America, the Winter Soldier. So question number 1. Within 2, what year was The Winter Soldier released in theaters? It was released on April 4th of 2014. So in order to get the point there, you would have to say between 2012 and 2016. Question number 2. Who is Steve Rogers' best friend that makes his first appearance in this movie? That is Bucky Barnes. Now, if you had just said Bucky, you would have gotten the point there. But yeah, Bucky makes his first appearance in this movie. He obviously has been around a lot since then. So he is definitely a key piece. And like I said, this movie does a lot to kind of set things up for the future and can help to kind of explain where we are now in the Marvel Universe. Question number 3. Name either of the following. Either the MCU Phase 2 movie that came out right before or right after The Winter Soldier. Well, the movie that came out before The Winter Soldier was Thor: The Dark World. And the one that came out after is Guardians of the Galaxy. So in order to get the point there, you would have to say either of those 2 movies. Again, Phase 2 is just great. All these early kind of Phase 2, Phase 3, all these movies are fantastic. They're so much fun to watch. So these movies are just an epitome of that. Question number 4. What role did Stan Lee have in The Winter Soldier? Well, he was a guard at the Smithsonian. Now, there's a scene where Cap goes to the Smithsonian, sees all the setups of him and everything that he's come up through, everything else like that. And Stan Lee is a guard there when we are at the Smithsonian. We see this scene. Question number 5. Name the actor who fulfilled his dream to be a Marvel superhero and did so by playing Falcon. Well, that is Anthony Mackie, still playing Falcon to this day. That is Anthony Mackie, and he just does a great job in his role and is doing a phenomenal job in his current role in the Marvel Universe as well. Last but not least, question number 6. In what U.S. city will you find the mall that was used to film the scene where Cap and Natasha had to find the origins of the encrypted USB? This is also the same location that was used in The Avengers as the Opera Hall. That is Cleveland, Ohio. I can't remember the exact name of the mall, but obviously it's an abandoned old mall now, and that is where they filmed a lot of some of these bigger kind of more industrial scenes, or a scene where they need more space like they did with the Opera Hall in the Avengers. They've used it a couple other times since then as well, but those are kind of the 2 big ones that they've used it on. So again, great movie, part of the Phase 2 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and a lot of fun. Does also set up a lot for even things that we see today in Marvel. So if you get a chance, highly recommend checking it out. Finishing up today with round number 5. Round number 5, we're going to go a little bit of a different direction. This one is simply titled, How Did It End? So there have been a lot of deaths in the Disney movies, and specifically the Disney animated movies. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you a brief synopsis of how a character died in a Disney movie. You just have to tell me the name of the movie. You don't have to give me the character if you don't want to. Just give me at least the name of the movie. So let's get started with question number 1. A stampede that was set up by my brother. Question number 2. Poison from a close friend when I decide to spend more time with my daughter. Question number 3. Hunters on a snowy day. Question number 4. Leopard attack on our newly made treehouse. Question number 5. Running into a burning building to help save my mentor. And question number 6. Fell to my demise because I wanted to marry someone way out of my league and quote unquote protect her from her true love. All right, I'm going to give you a few seconds worth of music, try to come up with those answers, and then I will return. All right, I hope that you enjoyed some of these. I had some fun writing these. Tried to make them a little bit more loose, a little more fun. So hopefully you've enjoyed them. So let's get started with question number 1. A stampede that was set up by my brother. Well, that is, of course, the Lion King. And that is, of course, Mufasa. He was killed by stampede that was set up by Scar. It was originally to try to kill both him and Simba, but just got Mufasa. Still very sad. Question number 2. Poison from a close friend when I decide to spend more time with my daughter. Well, that would be Coco. That would be Hector Rivera. He was poisoned before he decided to leave, go spend time with his family, as opposed to staying with Ernesto de la Cruz. So Ernesto poisoned him. Obviously, everything else like that transpired post that, but that is one way to be able to put that death. Question number 3. Hunters on a snowy day. We're talking about hunting. That is, of course, Bambi, and we're talking about Bambi's mom. So, yep, that one is the answer there. Again, we're talking about hunters, and then very few other options there. But when it comes to hunters on a snowy day, that is Bambi's mom in Bambi. Question number 4. Leopard attack on our newly made treehouse. That is from Tarzan. That is how Tarzan's parents passed, is there was a leopard attack. Obviously Tarzan's now new mom found him and got him out of there before the leopard could get him. Was able to save him, but unfortunately was too late to try to save his parents. Question number 5. Running into a burning building to help save my mentor. That is Big Hero 6. That is Tadashi. He tried to run into the burning building, try to save his mentor because everyone was saying that he was still in there. Everything that transpired after that is it makes the movie that much better. But that is one way to be able to synopsis how he ended up passing. Last but not least, question number 6. Fell to my demise when I wanted to marry someone way out of my league and quote unquote protect her from her true love. That is, of course, from Beauty and the Beast. That is Gaston. He wanted to marry Belle, and we can all admit Belle is way out of his league. Yes, he has rippling muscles and everything else like that, but definitely Belle was way out of his league, and her true love definitely was the Beast. So he tried to kill him and ended up being his demise. So I guess love will make us do stupid things, but I guess not. Not to that point, I guess. But I hope you had some fun with that one. Try to make it a little bit more interesting. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Well, I want to thank you for tuning in this week. I will return next Thursday with more questions and more fun. Make sure you're following us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Mouse in the Mitten. And if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Turn on that bell for notifications. Give this video a thumbs up in the comments on YouTube. Also, let us know what your score is. If you're not watching us on YouTube, hopefully you're following us on Apple Podcasts or subscribed everywhere else. Make sure you leave us a 5-star review wherever you can. Let us know what your score is. And hey, again, if you are planning a Disney vacation sometime between now and even into 2025, I would love to help get that set up for you. Would love to help get things planned for you to make sure that it is the most magical vacation that it possibly can be. To do that, all you have to do is email me at mouseinthemitten@gmail.com, and we can get you all set up and taken care of. Well, hey, my name's Court. The dog's name is Milo. I appreciate you tuning in, and I will see you next time.